Little Book of Hygge is a charming, beautiful manual aimed at making our lives happier by embracing everyday comfort, presence, beauty, and warmth. In spite of everyday life in Denmark being frequently cold and dark, they consistently rank as one of the happiest countries in the world. Naturally, there are multiple factors that contribute to that, including social equality, trust, freedom, GDP per capita, work-life balance, but there is also a secret ingredient to happiness, and that is called hygge. There are many people who suffer from seasonal depression syndrome. If you're someone who tends to mourn the end of summer and experience the autumn blues, this book will remind you why this can be one of the happiest times of the year and also how you can create this joy and meaning all year around. So grab your warm cup of coffee or tea, get cozy, subscribe to my channel. Where was I? Subscribe to my channel so we can stay in touch, and let's dive in. So what exactly is hygge? Meik Wiking, the CEO of Happiness Research Institute and the author of this book, he describes hygge as being consciously cozy, the pursuit of everyday happiness, a hug without touching, and the art of creating intimacy. There is really no right way to hygge, but frequently this is an emotion that we experience when we are together with people that we love, when we are relaxed reading a book, or when we are grounding yourself by going for a walk at the park, or even when you're finding appreciation for the little things in life that add huge value to our lives. More than being about things, hygge is an emotion, it is an experience. It is that feeling of being home, of being safe, cared for and protected. And so there are easy and expensive ways that you can do to add hygge into your life. And here are 7 of them according to the Little Book of Hygge. The first way is to turn down the lights. If you're looking for instant hygge, then lighting up a candle is the way. According to the book, when Danes are asked what they most associate with hygge, an overwhelming 85% will mention candles. Candles are so crucial that the Danes burn the most candles in Europe. In fact, more than half of Danes light candles almost every day during autumn and winter. Hygge is all about experiencing maximum levels of comfort and coziness, and hence the very first step is for you to create an atmosphere that is welcoming, even or especially if you're just by yourself. Truth is that light and your environment shapes your well-being and your mood. And if you don't feel like buying candles, you can always light up a small lamp in your house instead. The second way is to spend quality time with your loved ones. In all the work that Meik Wiking has done in the field of happiness research, this is the point that he surest the most. The best predictor of whether we are happy or not is the quality of our social relationships. The longest and most comprehensive study ever done on happiness by Harvard studied subjects for 75 years, and their conclusion was very similar. Your happiness is defined by the strength of your social connections. While you can hygge by yourself, it mostly happens in small groups of friends or family. Hygge is about expanding your comfort zone to include other people in it. The mindset of the Danish is that community is paramount. Whereas other countries adopt a very singular and me attitude, the Danish are all about us as collective. It's about we, it's about us staying together, even though solitude is very much encouraged. In times like this, if by any chance you find yourself again in lockdown, remember that you're only one click away from someone else. Of course that it's not the same, but it is a step forward to connection, and perhaps you'll even make someone else's day. The third way is to appreciate what you have. Hygge isn't just about celebrating significant events such as birthdays or Christmas. Hygge is about celebrating the everyday little things in life. Hygge is about recognizing that something has value to you regardless of its monetary worth. In the book Think Like a Monk, Jay Shetty mentions that when you're present in gratitude, you can't be anywhere else. When you're grateful, there is no space for lower emotions to come in at the same time you're experiencing that state of thankfulness. So here my invitation is for you to create a gratitude journal. I'm actually doing a video about that. If it's already out, you'll see a notification somewhere. Or you can also write in a guided journal like My Life Journal, in which you have a gratitude section, or really any other journal that you have. The fourth way is to cultivate presence. Hygge is about cultivating presence and be here in the now. Julia Cameron in the book The Artist Way mentions that the quality of your life is proportional to the capacity of paying attention. I have a book review on that if you want to check that out. But the first step for you to cultivate presence is to remove distractions, even if it's just temporarily. For example, switching off your phone after certain hours, or even switching off notifications from some apps. That can be a great way for you to give yourself room to breathe and cultivate presence. Another way to cultivate presence is to engage with your senses. When was the last time that you turned down the lights and you laid down on your bed or on the carpet just to listen to some music with fully intention? It's like Hygge is everyday tantra. The fifth way is to connect with nature. Whether you're sitting by the river or going for a walk in the park nearby, being surrounded by nature brings our guard down. It reminds us of the beauty of simplicity. It's like we're going back to basics, and that relaxes us. So you can connect with the outdoor seasons by giving preference to seasonal food. You can play with the seasons, with the colors that you wear, or perhaps it is the fragrance that you use. And you can also bring nature home by collecting, let's say, some stones or leaves or flowers, and then decorate your room accordingly. The sixth way is to stay home. I know that just to hear these words is kind of spine-chilling in the context of the pandemic, but 70% of Danes experience hygge at home, and there are specific objects that you can include in order to bring up this hygge-like feeling. For example, handmade objects or ceramics, blankets and cushions, plants, things that are simple in nature. But remember, it's not really about expensive objects and buying new stuff. Actually, one of the most hygge things that you can do is to declutter your home, is to bring that feeling of lightness and cleansing your space, because that will ultimately cleanse your soul. And the seventh way is to document your life. Life is our masterpiece, and in today's world, keeping a photo album and writing by hand in your vegan leather journal is considered analog, almost vintage, and it is indeed cool. I believe that this can be one of the most precious items that you can have, because it means life. It is the representation of your stories. Actually, Meik Wiking's second book, I believe it was second, I also read this one called The Art of Making Memories, and it is a book that explains how you can create and document beautiful memories and how that impacts our long-term happiness. So I hope that this video inspired you to create more hygge into your life. Let me know by giving a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel. That will benefit both of us, because you'll be recommended with content that you like, and hopefully this video will also reach more people. So that's all for this week, and I will see you very soon.